The date is July 29th, 2020, and a Louisiana cop pulled over a vehicle speeding on the highway. The stop started as any other traffic stop, but a search of this vehicle would uncover something truly horrifying. Not only Mr. Mitchell was going over the speed limit by 20 miles per hour, but the guy didn't even have a driving license.
Do you have your driver's license?
No, sir.
Do you have a driver's license?
No, sir.
And if you don't know, this charge alone could muster up 6 months in jail, and on top of that, a $500 fine. And also not to mention the fines from the speeding ticket. But unbeknownst to the officer, Mitchell would be going back to the station with more than just a speeding ticket.
Is there any weed in the car, man? Don't stop. Step here. Is there any weed in the car? Yes or no?
Just a doobie in the ashtray, like.
Okay.
Other than that, there's
anything else? When did you puff last? Be honest. Because I'm a drug recognition expert.
About an hour ago.
The officer right now is trying to get Mitchell on more than just a DUI charge, because an 18-year-old speeding in a car like this, that also stinks of cannabis, tells the officer that there's something more deeper to this traffic stop than just a kid going fast. But really, before he can start a search for the car for any other drugs, Mitchell starts to act increasingly suspicious.
Alright, where are you headed right now?
I was headed back home.
Where's home? What's your address? No, stop. Come here. Where do you live? It's easy. It's easy to answer this. Where do you live? You don't know how to drive to your house?
I was coming from there, how I got lost.
So what's the address? You don't know your address?
No, sir.
Okay, come back here. Can I take a look in your car? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Mitchell finally consented the search of his vehicle, and the officer is only realistically searching for any other drugs, and of course the cannabis that he could smell. But he has no idea what he's about to find, and it's horrifying. A search from the front seats of the car turns up nothing, but upon examining the outside of the car, the exterior, the officer discovers multiple bullet holes across the left side of the car, and it's becoming more and more obvious that something isn't right here. And this suspect is probably caught up in something much more bigger than the officer first realized.
When did all this happen? When did all that happen?
That happened.
When?
My brother, he said it.
How long ago?
Like
Days? Okay, come back. Just leave this here. Come back here. Just stay right here in front of my car. Hey, it's Jesse again. I'm sorry to bother you. I got this car speeding 73 and a 55. It's a black and orange Camaro. And it's got like 3 bullet holes in the left side of it. He said he thinks his brother said his car was in something 2 nights ago.
The officer obviously checked if Mitchell was telling the truth, which of course he finds out that Mitchell was lying. His address comes back somewhere completely different to where he's saying, and the car's registered to someone with a completely different surname.
Now he says he lives in Winsboro, but he's got a Richwood address, and the car comes back out of Monroe, and he's got this he's got a GPS thing put in, but he don't even know the address, so he's lying about a bunch of junk. Where do you live? Be honest to me. Monroe?
Yes.
Richwood?
Yes.
You don't live in Winsboro?
No, sir.
Why would you try to bluff me on that? Why would you lie to me on that? Because I already knew that before this guy said something. What's up? Talk to me. You better stop lying to me right now, or you're going to be in jail.
I'm just going to my sister's house.
To your sisters? That's the last freaking lie you better tell me.
As you can tell, this whole situation is becoming very confusing. But all of a sudden, something really strange happens. A completely random man pulls up onto the scene claiming to be a family member looking for him.
His family in Monroe is looking for him. They sent me out here to
Okay, all right. Well, I got somebody pulling up behind me, Scooter. What do you mean they were looking for him?
They looking for him. The car missing. Hey.
Okay, give me the phone. Hey, man, he's not giving that name, though. He's given another name.
And when they yet give another different name from Mitchell and the owner of the vehicle, the officer is rightfully at a loss. And this has gone from a normal traffic stop to a full-blown mystery, and the officer is determined to get to the bottom of this.
There's a kid that's been reported missing, and that they took the car from Monroe and he lied to me about his last name, his address and where he's from. Random guy pulls up behind me, said, "Hey, this guy's looking for that kid. I need to know if this car's been reported missing, stolen." And I know he's BSing to me about where he's going. He says he's going to his sister's house down here. If you could, hey, talk to him, see if you can figure out if the sister thing is legit. He said this guy gave him the car. He's got the GPS on his phone on the back lid. He said that's where he's going, and I knew he was lying then.
Now slowly things were becoming more and more clear. If Mitchell is telling the truth, and it seems as though his brother is letting him drive the car that he stole from the original owner, but it still doesn't explain the bullet holes on the left side of the car, and why Mitchell would lie about his address, or why a random man appeared out of nowhere claiming to be looking for Mitchell, and also knowing that he was driving this car. But on top of all this, the officer has just been told on the radio that there's a missing person report hidden amongst this mess.
What I'm being told is that the boy who gave him permission to use the car is missing. So he's lying his ass off. Go looking for the person who owns the car, find out that the son of the owner of the car is missing, and now we got bullet holes all in the car.
I got you.
So something's
Bad.
the only thing he lied about was his address in Winsboro. If he's knows something about this boy that's missing, there's bullet holes, I'd like to at least, I guess I'll do as much good contact as I can.
A few more calls would be made, and it turns out that this missing person is Michael Robinson, the alleged brother of the boy at the scene, also the man who gave him permission to drive this car today. However, of course, it is unknown whose car it is in the first place anyway. But even after all this information, the officer decides to forget about it for 1 second and would examine the vehicle the second time around, because now he has backup with him.
Like, this looks close. Like bam, 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 bam. Yeah. And the boy, see?
Little did he know all of his questions would be answered, all at once, and also in the most gruesome way imaginable.
I'm gonna do the obvious thing I want to do. Hey. Yep. Put your hands up. Put your hand behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. You have a right to an attorney. Have one present during any questioning. At any time you choose not to make any statements or answer any questions. You understand? If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you by the court. Do you understand?
Inside of the trunk, there was the body of Michael Robinson, and all of a sudden, everything made sense.
26 is 125-03057, 125-0357. F39 Troop F desk.
Good.
Need a supervisor out here. All right, I get the guy out. He's super nervous. He lies to me about his address. He's got no driver's license. He says he's going to his house in Winsboro. Well, I find out he lives in Richwood. I pop the trunk. Sarge, there's a dead body in the trunk. Okay, so I'm not. We've blocked in front of the car and behind the car. We've shut the trunk. I have Franklin Parish Sheriff's Office with me. We're at 82. Okay, we're done.
It turns out clearly that Michael Robinson wasn't related to Mitchell at all. Instead, he was merely an unintentional casualty of an armed robbery that Mitchell was a part of earlier.
Who is that? Who is that?
That's him.
Who is who?
That's Mike.
That's Mike. How did Mike get there? Tell me.
It wasn't me, man. It was.
Okay.
I just hit it, bro. I did.
You just hit him?
I did.
In the chaos of the robbery, Mitchell had shot Robinson multiple times with a handgun before loading him into the truck and then driving away to Winsboro to dump the body. But before he could make it over there, he would be pulled over by that officer for speeding. Michael Mitchell is being charged for armed robbery and the second-degree murder of Michael Robinson. Mitchell would get a life sentence where still to this day, he's still there. So thank you for watching. If these type of true crime documentary videos intrigues or interest, then I highly suggest you subscribe to my YouTube channel, as that's all I do and I upload once a week. But with all that being said, thank you for watching and yeah, goodbye.